Those were some amazing sessions by some of the leading experts, and there's even more excitement in store for you. But before we move on to the next engaging sessions, we'll go for a short break for coffee and networking. You may please head down to the second floor. We'll be back here in 15 minutes. It's 11:35. We'll be back by 11:50. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone, from the short break. Our next session is titled as Deep Dive into Fine-Tuning of LLMs. This session will take us on a closer exploration of the nuanced processes of refining LLMs, unraveling the intricacies involved in optimizing these powerful language models for specific tasks and domains. Get ready to gain insights into the fine-tuning methodologies that unlock the full potential of LLMs, enabling tailored applications across various industries. To lead us through this enlightening session, please join me in welcoming Devashish Patil, Cloud Engineer.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So for this session, I'm actually representing a friend who is the CEO of Springtown AI. And I work as a cloud engineer, and my expertise is a bit different from this session, but I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. All the words I talk about today are actually the words from Springtown AI and Dhruv, who's the CEO of Springtown AI. Please. So enterprise data usage, we have various tools where you can store data. There are data lakes, data object storages, databases, vector databases, etc. And Amazon S3 is one of the pioneers in terms of storage of the data. It holds around 44% of the market share in terms of storing data. As we know, like S3 is an object storage. You can store anything and everything there. There's no structural requirement in terms of what data you have. So enterprises, they have a lot of data lying around which they can't really use it. They have petabytes of data in their object storages that gets generated as part of their daily operations. There might be a lot of insights that gets lost. You may build some like dashboards using Looker or Power BI or Tableau, but again, that's a lot of manual work where it's very easy to lose insights. So this is where LLMs can be used to solve that problem and better cater to the enterprise-grade data analytics. So, so the problem is 2/3 of the enterprise data is unused, and enterprise want to use AI to actually leverage that data. Currently, most of the companies are like exploring how they can utilize those. They are in the POC stages, where they want to see what business problems they can solve with all that data lying around. But they are very unsure about how to actually use those models. Biggest concerns of enterprises specifically is the data privacy concerns and compliance requirements. Let's say you are in a finance or a banking sector, you would be facing a lot of compliance requirements from the government, from RBI or your country's bank. And those kind of compliance requirements and privacy concerns actually makes the enterprises very like questioning the LLM. Suit, right? So they with their custom models, they can secure their enterprise data. They can guard against third-party leakages, etc., and lose business to competitors. Then position. So whatever they build will be in their systems. You might have seen examples of recent news where a lot of third-party tools which were built on top of OpenAI were just got integrated in the product itself, and all those startups got lost. So such cases you can prevent your organization against, where you build the ownership of your own software, you have a full control on it and not lose your advantages. You can customize your models, fine tune your models to build superior results, cater to the specific audience that you have, instead of just a big model catering to every need, but not in a good way. Then we have adaptability. So you can target as an enterprise to use a plug and play architecture, like what you might have a set of models and set of requirements that uh, you want to cater to, and your applications would better be able to adapt to those requirements and those new models. Let's say there is a new open source model in the town, and you want to leverage that. You can build your architecture in such a way that you can just replace that thing with replace your old thing with the new one, and you would be good to go with the existing architecture. Then there are data moderation, uptime, response time, bias, and cost. We'll talk deep about each of these in the coming slides. So you want LLMs in your product as for your company. Again, you're not the only one. You're not isolated in this problem. Everyone wants to do this, and we'll see how we can fine tune your models for you. So data security. You might have seen news about ChatGPT data, users' data being leaked, available to other users. Samsung recently banned use of ChatGPT and AI chatbots after it faced the blunder of data leakage. So these kind of bugs in third-party softwares and can actually put you in a very bad position in terms of data privacy concerns, and having like anyone can sue after such cases. So it's a very big risk, especially for big companies. So this solution will solve this problem. Then possession, again, like I talked about, that you looking for a problem. That might be a case for some consumers who might be a bit conservative on LLMs and generative AI in general. But this market is expected to grow to 2 trillion by 2030, which is not very far. And people who will be capitalizing on that would be, I think, doing good business. So if we move forward. What are the advantages of fine tuning? So in standard LLM models, like big models, you can see random responses versus Springtown AI. In this one is an example, but it can be anything that you build for yourself, or any custom built application that you leverage in your company. So random responses versus accurate responses. Then no traceability. So you can have complete audit trail of information. Let's say your employee is looking for some information from your company document database. So custom model can give you the full traceability that this document exists here, and this information is taken from this document. So this gives you full audit trail of where your model where the model took the information from, and again, like removing hallucinations here. Then on these models, you have full level of access controls, like you built a model for your employees or your customers. Finance department employees might only need the finance data and all, while the tech people might require code help or something of that sort. So you control the access to what kind of information who can access with your custom model, which I don't think you can. You can also use like the big standard models, but again, you'll have to build something custom for R back there. So that is again a risk. Then leakage, once you have the architecture for yourself, you can prevent against your proprietary information. Let's move forward. So adaptability, like I mentioned, current in this example, you can see like AWS Bedrock, GPT-4, Llama, etc. And use cases can range from customer support to knowledge management, customer onboarding, etc. So these are all like plug-and-play stuff. Instead of Bedrock, you might be using Vertex AI or some other tool, or maybe something that you have built custom for yourself. So these things are very adaptive in nature. When something better comes, you can replace one thing with the other, and it will start working seamlessly. So this is a benefit of having your own model tuning architecture built from scratch. Then data moderation. So let's see an example here. Like first of all, like everything is in your own VPC, AWS in this example, but you can have any other cloud or even your on-prem systems. Then secure data access. You'll have your company data. You'll have dynamic grounding on a certain baseline version of a model so that it provides better results. Then you are masking the data. Let's say I want to know information about me. I'll get more information without any kind of masking. But if I want to get some information about someone else, they might not want to share all those information. So those kind of masking can be done easily. Then we have generation of the responses. We have toxicity detection. So before users actually see the data, you can remove the toxicity and sentiment analysis you can do on all the responses, and then only you share the response with the user. And before that, you can do the audit trail on where the actual information is actually coming from. So that users can validate. And recently there was a case that there was I think, lawyer GPT or something, which that one lawyer found a few cases which were fabricated by ChatGPT and showed it to the judge. Judge has found that these cases doesn't exist after initially being impeached, and they actually debarred that lawyer because of this. So this kind of information, you can't build on a pre-built ChatGPT like model. This is where you'll have to have something custom built for yourself. I think this is a very small high-level diagram of how you can have the process built for deploying your model. But like data pipeline, then you have select a base model like Llama or something with the parameters with the number of parameters that you want, and then you tune that model and then deploy. So it can be any open source model or something that you have built in house. So again, coming back to the other four things. So uptime is also one of the requirements of enterprises. So when we look at any other third-party API which provides us these capabilities, they are down, even if they are a paid version of those. We all know that this takes a lot of compute resources to actually run a model in the background, and it's very difficult to scale to the number of users that big providers like OpenAI has. So uptime and cost goes hand in hand. You want more uptime, but you want to reduce costs as well. But as soon as you try to have more infrastructure, costs will increase. This is where custom models help in terms of, like, let's say you have a very niche use case like finance level model. So you don't want all that big huge large language model. You want a specific model which is built on less parameters and which consume less GPU capabilities, or maybe can also run on a very small number of machines. So this is how you can tune, like, based on the specific use cases, because larger models, it might cost you $200 a month, or an hour, or versus a small model specific to a niche which can cost you just $5 per hour. So this will save you a lot of cost as well, and in that way you can scale better and increase the uptime for your users. Response time and bias are again, response time again depends on how much availability and how much infrastructure you can spend on. And bias is something that you want to, if you want, you can control yourself. Like ChatGPT and those models will have some bias, like they will try to reduce the bias as much as possible, but your use case might want to modify that according to your use cases. So you can calibrate those models with the help of fine tuning. So how Springtown AI customizes an LLM? So they have, this is a very, again, high level architecture where they have a document embedding databases that they have built uh, by themselves. Then they have some fine-tuned LLMs already with them, which uses AWS Bedrock and some other open source LLMs for using baseline models or fine-tuned models. And then there are stuff that you can implement here like data masking, RAG, dynamic grounding, RBACs, SSO, and content control. So all that you can customize on top of that. In the data storage that you have is the S3 databases in AWS, like just file systems that you might have, and the data warehouse like Redshift and all. So you can utilize those things and have your models customized with the help of Springtown AI. So those are all paid services. They have some free services also, which is this Python module called Springtown AI RAG, and they have this another module called Springtown AI, which provides a lot of free services that you can utilize in your, that your machine learning engineers can utilize in your day-to-day tasks, instead of building basic stuff from scratch, like querying your S3 data. Like you have a bunch of files in S3, you want to ask, you can ask questions directly. If you can move forward. If you query your questions directly, and it will tell you which document this answer is coming from, and give you the traceability. So right now you can see that as per June, how much cash balance this SoftBank has. So it shows as per document 2, which is the name of the document in S3 at the end of June. This is the number that is provided. So such kind of traceability and all you can see from these Python modules as well. So this is a very simple example of how in 3 lines you can write a small query engine with the help of Springtown AI, and you can get the answers as well as the source of the information. So there is a whole lot of things, the things that that can be done. I'll share the contact details of the CEO for this, and you can reach out for those things as well. Again, it is not just S3 data, unstructured data. You can do the same via on tabular data like Excel or some kind of databases like Postgres dumps and all. So you can query those kind of data based on natural language also. So they in Springtown AI, they have also developed a natural language to SQL engine, which basically converts your natural language queries into SQL queries and then gives you the data. So that can be leveraged for if you be used. I think it is a very common example that you can use in your custom application. Like again, when you have meetings in your company, you don't want Teams or Google Meet or every third-party providers to have have all the recorded content and have that data. There might be a lot of confidential stuff, so you can build your custom models and have the summary and like how much everyone spoke in the meeting notes, action items on people, like who has to do what. So those kind of information you can build on your own infrastructure, so that you don't have to rely on third-party APIs, as well as risk your security, data security. So this is a short talk on the importance of fine-tuning your models. You can ask questions on the infrastructure side of things. I would be happy to help. The deep dive into the machine learning parts of how to actually tune your machine learning model. I think Dhruv can help on that, and he will be available to take questions also. So when for any kind of like summarizer of data, like you need to have some text first for extracting the data, and there will be a speech to text recognition engine. You can build, again, there are open source models, and then there are paid models as well, which does this thing. I think one of the previous talks talked about some audio-based models as well. So first thing is that step where you get the data, where you get the annotations on who is speaking. You generally, like within meetings, we know who is speaking what, but it's like everyone might be speaking at the same time. So structuring all that information in a document, and then there are a lot of false text that is there, like because of the accents and because of maybe not the quality of the sound, there can be a lot of recognition of sound, and those kind of information can then be leveraged in your speech to speech to text model, and then on top of the text model, summaries can be built. So that it's a two-step process, but that's how that can be done. That is the first step. Like, yeah. Actually, like this use case, I haven't first-hand worked on, but again, you'll have to give the input to your user, right? The transcription or recording. In the usual recording apps, you have certain expiry where you can delete your data and you have it stored in your own places as well. So that's where you can secure that thing. Data fetching, right? Yeah, yeah.
If I store the data, which is the time series formatted, and I wanted to query certain attributes or the metrics for a certain period of time, and I wanted to see the trend of it, this library help me out to get out from the largest set of time series data?
I think Dhruv can help with the demo part of it. He is not keeping well on that, so
Fine.
maybe you can connect with Dhruv for that. And I'm sure there are like 15, 16 use cases that it already solves as part of their free offerings. But if there is something that requires a custom solution, I think he can help you with that.
Okay.
Juven, you will be able to share the contact, right?